Hey Pensbury, Pat Bowser here. We're getting ready to go out and get some training in for the Yes You Can 5K. Most importantly, we want to see you there, because yes, you can. This is for you and everybody. So grab your people, come on out, and let's have a blast. It's going to be a great time.
This week in Philly sports wasn't quite great as well. The Flyers played like the Flyers. The Sixers had an alright week. Actually, a pretty good week. They only lost one game. And the Eagles pulled a very Eagles move. So let's talk about it. On Monday, the Flyers lost 2-1 to the Islanders in overtime. Flyers had a 1-0 lead and then blew it in overtime. They allowed a goal and then blew the lead. On Tuesday, the Sixers beat the Warriors 108-98. The Sixers started brilliantly, building a 24-point lead, but their evening became quite hard in the third quarter when the Warriors erased that advantage. Tobias Harris had a double-double in the first half and finished with 25 points on 9 for 18 shooting and 13 rebounds, while Tony Bradley was excellent in posting 18 points on 8 for 8 shooting and 11 rebounds. Ben Simmons recorded 22 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists. Good win for the Sixers. Warriors didn't have Steph Curry in this game, so that was even made it a little easier for the Sixers. But other than that, good win from the Sixers. On Wednesday, the Flyers lost their third straight out in a 4-3 loss to the Devils. The late comeback wasn't enough. The Flyers are just turning it on in the third period. I don't really understand what the problem with them is. They have an awful first and second period, and then in the third period they decide to score goals. So like they don't show that in the rest of the game. It's ridiculous. On Thursday was the NBA trade deadline. The Sixers made a trade at the deadline for a veteran guard as they seek to improve their chances of winning the Eastern Conference on third. The Sixers agreed to acquire the Oklahoma City Thunder's George Hill for Tony Bradley, Terrence Ferguson, and second-round picks in 2025 and 2026 to the Thunder. Three-way deal with the Knicks. That was the part of the trade is the deal with the Knicks. Terrence Ferguson to New York in the trade, and the Knicks also sent Iggy Brazdeikis to Philadelphia in the three-way deal. This will help out the Sixers a lot because with their bench, they don't really have a real point guard on their bench. And this will help them out a lot because now they have that veteran point guard preference in their on their bench. So it's a good trade for the Sixers. Really helps them out a lot. Tony Bradley was hot, so that sucks, and now he's with another team. But and then what's his name? Terrence Ferguson was just some guy on the bench. I don't remember, like if he didn't even do anything very great for the Sixers. So he was just no big deal with him. Tony Bradley was getting good as of late, but he got traded, so whatever. Sixers beat the Lakers that night 109-101. Howard was ejected, leaving the Sixers in a difficult position at center, given the team was already without Tony Bradley after sending him to the Thunder in a trade for George Hill. Joel Embiid remained out with a left knee bone bruise, while Lakers' stars, LeBron James and Anthony Davis, were also sidelined by injuries. Green picked up Howard's slack, scoring 28 points on 9 for 14 shooting in a 109-101 Sixers win that moved the team to 32-13. Los Angeles cut a Sixers lead as large as 18 points to 3 late in the fourth quarter, but couldn't complete the comeback. Sixers turnovers enabled the Lakers to make the final minutes dramatic. Green's three from the left corner with 30.6 seconds left sealed the deal. Tobias Harris scored 17 points on 8 for 10 shooting. 6 rebounds and 5 assists. Ben Simmons had 9 points on 12 assists and 7 rebounds. Before that, though, I skip right over this. The Flyers lost their 4th straight and an 8-3 loss to the Rangers. The Flyers are having a lot of trouble with the Rangers lately. I really don't know what's going on. But 8-3 loss. They just lost, what was it, 9-0, like a couple days before this game. But whatever. Flyers suck. On Friday, there is still a whole month to go before the NBA draft, and the Eagles are already making moves. The Birds on Friday finished off a flurry of NFL moves by trading down from their number 6 pick to number 12 in a trade with the Miami Dolphins, who had just traded down from 3 to 12. In the trade, the Eagles picked up pick number 12, number 123 in the 4th round, and a first-round pick in 2022. The Dolphins got number 6 and number 156. 156 is in the 5th round. With a quarterback off the table for the Eagles attention for the 12th pick goes to one of the top remaining receivers or one of the top cornerbacks. And while the Eagles may now be out of contention for a Kyle Pitts or Jamar Chase, who they were going into the draft for, the run on quarterbacks will push some non-QBs who might have been top 10 guys into the Eagles' range. Certainly, if the Eagles are ear-making a cornerback, they would presumably have a shot at one of the top 3 at number 10. South Carolina's J.C. Horn, Alabama's Patrick Surtain, and Virginia Tech's Caleb Farley. Why not take the best available player at 6? Because the Eagles are rebuilding. Rebuilding with a team that has very few young players that actually impact the team. And an additional first-round pick in the Eagles' eyes brings more value than the 6 spots they're losing. The top 12 picks in the draft now look like this. Number 1 is the Jags, 2 is the Jets, 3 is the 49ers, 4 is the Falcons, 5 is the Bengals, 6 is the Dolphins, 7 is the Lions, 8 is the Panthers, 9 is the Broncos, 10 is the Cowboys, 11 is the Giants, and 12 are the Eagles. Thanks to this trade, the Eagles could have 3 first-round picks in 2022. The Dolphins and the Colts gave them picks, assuming Carson Wentz triggers the 75% playing time calls, or 70% with the playoff berths. That turns a conditional second round pick into a first. The Eagles now have 11 picks in the draft, and while it's unlikely they will have all 11 when the draft rolls around during the draft, which runs from April 28th through May 1st. As of now, that's their most draft picks since 2011, when they also had 11. On Saturday, all I have to say about that trade is not great. Now they have 11 picks next season, but there's not as better players in this draft. This is a really good draft class. Yeah. On Saturday, Samuel Moran, I don't know, scored his first NHL goal to lead the Flyers in a 2-1 win over the Rangers. It's their first win in 4 games, their first win of the week. Let's get some claps. The Flyers actually played well. It was a good game by the Flyers, actually. The first power play, they gave up a goal, whatever. And then after that, the defense was pretty good. The penalty kill was good. Everything else is pretty good by the Flyers. So good job for them. It was about time the Sixers' defense hit a reality check that night. And it came Saturday against head coach Doc Rivers' former team. The Clippers shot 52.9% from the floor and received 28 points from Kawhi Leonard and 24 points from Paul George, and earned a 122-112 win at the Staples Center. Tobias Harris led the team with 29 points on 13 for 19 shooting, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. Ben Simmons posted 15.7 rebounds and 2 assists before fouling out with 8:22 to play. Dwight Howard was ejected for the second consecutive game after recording 9 points and 11 rebounds. So I mean, it was about time the Sixers hit a reality check. I mean, Dwight Howard getting ejected again was pretty awful, if I must say so. But he's got to pick it up. The game, Sixers didn't have their best players, so that's why they lost. I can't complain. Good job by the Clippers. As my computer starts to sound like a jet engine. On Sunday, Scott Kingery, Jojo Romero, Rafael Marchand, Christian Bethencourt, and Travis Jankowski will start. I am receiving a call. Hold on. Sorry about that. And Travis Jankowski will start the 2021 MLB season in the minors after the Phillies announced Sunday morning that they will be optioned to Lehigh Valley. Scott Kingery has been struggling this season, this spring. So, I mean, it was about time he went down there. Jojo Romero is quite the surprise because he was playing fine. He was playing good. And now the Phillies only have one left-handed pitcher in that bullpen with... I'm receiving another call. Excuse me. Sorry about that. I'm receiving a lot of spam calls today. I seriously, the Phillies made a mistake sending JoJo down. What they should have done is kept him up. Because now, in a division with, really good left-handed pitchers, they only have one lefty in that bullpen, which is quite the problem. Rafael Marchand wasn't a surprise now that JT Realmuto's healthy, and he'll start opening day, hopefully. And Andrew Knapp is going to be the backup. They don't even know the catcher. Christian Bethencourt and Travis Jankowski are no surprise. It's been known for a while that the NFL was probably going to expand the regular season to 17 games in the 2021 season, but it sounds like that decision will be made official this week. Earlier this season, hold on, before I go there, 17 games is coming to the NFL, ladies and gentlemen. It's about time. It's about time. We're going to talk about that right here. Earlier this offseason, NBC Sports' Peters King reported some details about the expected 17-game season, including the Eagles' opponent, the New York Jets. The extra game will have AFC versus NFC, so the AFC East versus the NFC East, pretty much. And since the Eagles and Jets finished in last place in 2020 in their division, they are scheduled to face off in that extra game. King also reported that the AFC is playing host in 2021, so that means the Eagles will end up with 8 home games and 9 games on the road. There will also be no extra bye week in 2021, so there will be 17 games in 18 weeks, with the Super Bowl likely pushed back a week.